FBI says 7 to 10% of all violent crimes occur in parking lots. So this is a place that we want to pay attention to when we're trying to keep ourselves safe. I'm going to give you 7 tips to keep you safe, and hopefully nothing will ever happen to you, and that'd be great. Purpose of this video is not to scare you. Chances are, if you don't do any of these tips, the chances are nothing's ever going to happen to you. But the risk is still there, and we should avoid risk wherever we can, at least in my opinion. So let's get right into it. Okay, tip 1. Drive around the parking lot when you enter it. Drive all the way around it. Pay attention to the baseline, what's going on. People there that you're not used to seeing, or people that don't fit. We're basically just assessing the baseline, and sometimes the normal baseline is somewhere we don't want to be. So maybe if we notice that it's just a little bit too busy for us or something like that, we just go do something else for a while and then come back and do our shopping later. I do that sometimes. It just depends. Okay. I know that many people get this one wrong. People want to park right up in front by the doors of the store. This is a mistake. This is the place, if somebody were a predator, that they would expect you to be. They're expecting the most vulnerable to be there. They're expecting people to park in handicap parking, which is right up front. They're expecting people to park in expectant mother parking, that's right up front. And they're expecting people that are injured or whatever to be parking as far forward as they can. So that's where the bad guys are going to be. Also, there are a lot of places for a bad guy to hide. You have a lot of cars, you have a lot of congestion, you have a lot of places to hide, and also you can be stuck when you get out of your car. You're in a pretty good ambush spot. I mean, you're right there in the funnel of death. So let's try to avoid this if we can. I suggest parking out back of the parking lot. I don't mean in back of the store. I mean the farthest away from the front of the store, probably near the exit. I like to park in the back where I can see everything around my car. So I can see everything around my car for at least 50, 75 feet. And it is usually not much of a problem. If you look at your modern parking lots, they're large. They have a lot of lights around and cameras and everything else. Those cameras, by the way, are not always monitored. They're passively monitored, and they're probably only real time. So they're not being recorded. Not always the case, but I can tell you from my experience, some of them most certainly are. So when I park in the back of the parking lot, we're able to assess everything around us and see if maybe we don't even want to be in the store at that time. Okay. Number 3, avoid parking on the perimeter of the store or on the perimeter of the parking lot, on the outside edge, unless you can back in. You don't want to be in the perimeter where you can't drive forward to get away from somebody, and somebody could just park right behind you and have you boxed in. Now you can't go anywhere. Once again, perfect ambush. Try to avoid this parking scenario. Okay. Use the forwardmost space. Now, when I'm saying that, what I mean is your parking lots typically have a car that butts up to another car. Okay, what you want to do is find a space where you can drive all the way forward so the front of your car is pointing out. You don't want to back up, or you don't want to have to back up if something happens. You want to go pretty fast, and all you have to do in this case is put it in gear, push it down the gas pedal, and go. So when I park, I like to park in that like that, but I want to park where I can see the exit, where it's almost a straight line to get right to the exit of the store, and put as much space between me and whatever it is that I'm trying to get away from as I possibly can. And I think that's pretty important. Okay, the 5-25 rule. Let's say I've done everything. I went ahead and I assessed the baseline of the parking lot. I didn't park in the front. I parked way in the back. I found a spot where I have plenty of space to the left and right of me, to the front and back of me. I'm pointing toward the exit. Now, my car is still running. My doors are still locked. My car is still in gear. I just have my foot on the brake, and I'm where I'm going to park. Now, I'm looking around the 5-25 rule. I'm looking around 5 meters around my car, all the way around. This doesn't take long. This takes a couple of seconds. So I'm looking around. I look in my mirrors, check my side mirrors, check my rear view mirror, checking my blind spots. Okay, nothing. Now we're clear, right? Now I want to check. That's the immediate area around my car, the immediate little 5-meter bubble. Now I'm going to go out to 25 meters and I'm going to scan the parking lot around my area. I want to see what's going on a little bit farther out. And that, that's where you're going to start seeing some things, seeing some activity. You might see a camper parked there that doesn't look like it's supposed to be there, but it's a retail store. People are going to park their campers out back. People are going to park their boats out back. Things like that. So that's usually pretty normal. But maybe you start seeing some guys standing by their cars in hoodies, or something that doesn't look right. Somebody that's off baseline. Now, we may want to, at this point, if I want to avoid any potential problems, I'm just going to drive away. I'm going to continue my drive. I'm going to go down and get some coffee at the gas station, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this all over again. Doesn't waste any time, because I can almost guarantee you that after I left Walmart, I was going to go to the gas station and get some coffee anyway. Doesn't waste any time at all, keeps you safe, saves them the problem of being arrested or being hurt. So that's always a good idea. Now, only unlock the necessary doors. This is a pretty big one, because modern vehicles, when you push the button, it unlocks all the doors. You can change that in your settings in a very modern car. It's not so easy to change in some of the older cars. So even with the key, when you get in that habit very quickly of turning the key twice and it unlocks all the doors. We don't want to do that. We want to unlock the door to get in and then lock the door. If I'm with my wife, I unlock her door, I put her in the car, close the door for her, and she locks it. I walk around to the other side of the car and I unlock mine and I get in. And then I lock the door and then we leave. This is just, it's an easy habit to get into. It's an easy habit to stay in, and it doesn't waste any time. So I just think it's a good practice. Now, that's just for your area denial. Nobody should be in your car with you unless you invite them in your car. So, now, tip number 7. If at all possible, you can use the order online and pickup option. This is pretty convenient. I know we have probably 20 of these at our local. I know Walmart has it. I believe Target has it. Probably some of the big grocery stores have it. You get on your app online, you order the stuff that you want to do, or that you want to order, and when you get there, you check in on the app, and you tell them what parking spot you're in, and somebody shows up outside, a store employee, and they load your stuff up in your car for you, and you never even have to get out of the car. So that's always convenient. And You know, now I don't expect everybody to follow all 7 of these tips. You know, I mean, heck, if you just follow one of these tips, it's going to make you a lot safer. And that's all we can do, is make ourselves as safe as possible. Then if something happens, we did what we could to avoid that situation. So it keeps us out of danger. It keeps other people out of trouble. And that's always a good thing. So please, in the comments section, let me know if I missed anything or additional tips that you may have. This is just a list of 7 things to keep you safe. There are probably hundreds of things to keep you safe in a parking lot, but I'd like to hear what you think. Also like to hear about any situations that you may have seen or had in a parking lot. I love the comment section of these, and the comments are very helpful for other people, as other people are watching this video and they go right to the comment section, just like I do when I'm watching a video. I go to the comments. I want to see what other people have to say, and I find a lot of helpful tips in those comments, no matter what the video type is. So I'd also like for you to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to have a lot more of these videos, and I'm basically focusing on safety in things that are on your day-to-day life, things that you do. Go to the gas station, go to convenience stores, traveling, things like that, and ways to keep you safer. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this, and stay safe.